positions that you think is really strange and really weird and so on. So we will try to have a really good atmosphere and a good, gentle manner tonight. And because this is a very important question to discuss. It's very important that we do it diligently and in a nice way, I think. So both you who are a Christian, you know it says in the Bible that we should give reasons for our hope with humility and with respect. And for those of you who are not Christians or maybe not religious, it's just common sense to be a nice person, isn't it? So with these words, I would like to ask Torbjörn to start his 20-minute session.
Okay, can you hear me? Thank you very much for this kind and challenging invitation. I will start my speak with characterizing my own view of morality. First of all, I believe that there are moral truths. It's true, for example, that it would be wrong to torture an innocent child with no good purpose, not even for the fun of it. It would be wrong to do this. It's a moral truth, I would say. And then I reject all sorts of moral nihilism and also expressivist ideas about what we do when we utter moral sentences. I think morality is different here from matters of taste, for example. When I say that a certain picture is a good picture, it might mean, at least according to some interpretations of it, that I just express my aesthetic feelings towards this object. There is no proposition expressed that could be either true or false. There's just a mere expression of feelings or attitudes. But morality then, on my account, is different. We do express propositions, and these expressions are true or false. As a matter of fact, each moral proposition, consistent proposition, is either true or false, no matter whether we know it or not. Moreover, I think that moral truth is independent of our conceptualization and of us in a manner that is of importance here. And in this, morality is different from, say, grammar. There is truth about grammar as well. I mean, you could say that a certain sentence is not well-formed, and you can discuss whether a certain sentence is well-formed or not. And there is a truth about the matter, but this truth is not independent of us. We can change the way we speak, and we can make an utterance well-formed by using it and by having people who theorize about language to accept a newly adopted manner of speech. So we can mold the grammatical truth, but basic moral truth is not up to us to mold in this way. It's out there to be found or not to be found, existing independently of us. Finally, I think also that this truth is irreducible to other kinds of truth. And in this, I think morality is different from some sort of science. I mean, it's a debated matter again, but some people tend to believe that chemistry, for example, would, at the end of the day, be reduced to physics. There are no genuine chemical truths, some people hold. It would be possible to see that all chemical truth is reducible in some sense to physics. But my conjecture is that morality is not reducible to any other kind of discourse in this manner, not to science, not to religion. It's sui generis, it's of its own right, morality. Now this realistic view of morality is really deeply entrenched in our way of speaking about morality and thinking about it. I mean, we often say things like, I thought this was the right thing to do, but I was wrong. Or at first I thought it was right, but then I realized that it wasn't. I know I shouldn't behave in that manner and so forth. We have a way of speaking about morality that is based on some sort of realistic assumption that it is a truth out there to be right or wrong about. Moreover, when we disagree about moral affairs, we not only get angry with each other and destroy the party, I mean, this is also signifying that there is something deep going on beyond this disagreement. We don't rest satisfied with the fact that we have two conflicting opinions, like we could do if some people say that they like a certain kind of food and another person says that he dislikes it. I mean, it's okay, we can live with that, we can have a good party. But if we have conflicting moral opinions, we feel that one of them has to yield. Why? Well, the most natural explanation is that we feel that both of them can't be true. At least one of them must be false when they're conflicting. They can both be wrong, of course, but that's another affair. So I think we have this deeply entrenched, realistic view about morality also. I mean, this is not really an argument in defense of this position, but I just sketch it now so that you shall know how I see morality. I could also add that I think that the true moral principle must be something close to the utilitarian formula, that we should always act so as to maximize the sum total of well-being in the universe. That's a very heavy demand on us, and perhaps we rarely live up to it, but that's really what we should do. That's my moral belief, that this is the true content of morality in the final analysis. Now, how can I say that this is a true morality, that this is a plausible moral hypothesis, the utilitarian formula? Can we also have knowledge in morality? Well, I think we can to some extent. And I think that even if morality is a field in its own right, separate from science, for example, the methods we apply when we try to arrive at justified moral beliefs is not very different from the way we proceed in science. There are two kinds of moral arguments, really, and one of them we end up in when we want to solve a hard practical question. A woman ponders whether she should have an abortion or not, for example, a practical question. If she has a sound moral principle, and also an account of all the relevant facts, then she can just deduce what she should do. She can arrive at a practical conclusion. Abstain from the abortion, for example. But of course, we don't have this kind of information. It's hard to come by all the relevant facts, of course, and which facts are relevant are determined both by which principles to apply and what the nature of the problem you are facing. But the principle is the principal problem here, of course, the main problem. Which principle should we apply to this practical question? And then we have another kind of moral argument which goes the other way around. From firm intuitions about concrete cases, they could also be thought experiments. We philosophers are well known for constructing all sorts of thought experiments, and I mean even physicists construct thought experiments. I think there is nothing wrong about it, but we can also start with actual situations where we feel that we have a firm belief about what should be done, and then we can try to, suppose we have a situation where we feel that it would be wrong of this woman to have this particular abortion. Why would it be wrong? We try to find principles consistent with this conclusion. And we try to sort out which one among all the possible principles we can come up with gives the best explanation of this conclusion. Is it because all abortions are wrong? If all abortions are wrong, why are they wrong? Is it because life is sacred, the sanctity of life doctrine? At least innocent human life should never be destroyed. Could that be the explanation? Or is it because every moral agent has a right